I'm Kurt Hecher, and I'm the winner of the Ian Donald Gold Medal this year, and I'm very pleased that I got this medal, and it's a great pleasure for me to be here in Cancun for the 35th World Congress of ISUOG.
ISUOG is celebrating its 35th anniversary this year. How have you seen the field of ultrasound in obstetrics and gynecology evolve since you started out?
Well, if we go back to the first conference of ISUOG that was in London in 1991, there were 35 conferences since then, and you could see how the field evolved. And you can see at the beginning it was that there was the diagnosis of the anatomy of the fetus, for instance, which was very important, and then came the detection of malformations and description of those cases where the fetus did not develop well, and then the intervention or the implementation of Doppler ultrasound, and also invasive procedures, cardiology, fetal echocardiography, and different other techniques which have made it possible that the fetus has become a patient. And if necessary only, of course, otherwise it's not a patient. But and the next step was intrauterine treatment, which was available, invasive treatment or via the mother. And this was a great story through the last 40 years, which continued. It began in the early 80s, and now we have 2025, so it's 45 years.
Can you tell me a bit about your first ISUOG Congress and why you have kept engaged in the society ever since?
Well, I can very well remember the first conference, which was 1991 in London. And this was at a time when I was, for the first time in London at King's College, but just as a visitor. And then I went to the conference as well, and I was introduced to Stuart Campbell by Katia Bilardo. And this was how the whole story started. And when I came to King's College then, in 1992-93, and did my research there, I had the fabulous possibility and the great chance to work together with Stuart Campbell and Kypros Nikolaidis, and that was very important for me. And that was the first conference, actually, and I have been ever since to all the conferences except one, which was the one in South Korea, I think, and it was a little bit too far away at that time for me.
Can you tell me a little bit about what winning this year's Ian Donald Gold Medal Award meant to you?
Well, the Ian Donald Gold Medal is the most prestigious. It's the most important award ISUOG can award, and I think it is very important that you are elected by your peers. It's not one person, or it's not a political thing, I think, but it's really that is a very important thing, how you are elected and how come that your peers think that you have contributed to ultrasound in a significant way.
What do you hope for the future of women's health and fetal medicine?
Well, the most important thing is, I think, that the basics of ultrasound are available all over the world, regardless whether it's an affluent society or whether it is a developing country. It should be possible to adapt it as well to the local necessities, and women should have access to ultrasound and pregnancy care all over the world at the level that is really important for having a good treatment or a good monitoring of the pregnancy, and it can save lives for mothers. And of course, the next step is that the fetuses can become patients. If we are in a situation where there is a situation where the baby could die during the intrauterine development or in the perinatal situation, or the baby has a damage which cannot be corrected after birth. And this would be the next step, that those treatment availabilities are also implemented all over the world, to a certain degree at least.
What has been the highlight of your career so far?
The highlights of my career, well, have been, of course, the most important thing really is, it's not one highlight, is that you can help the patients. The patients are in the center, and this is the mother-to-be and the fetus, are in the main focus of what we do, and also the research is always for a good outcome in obstetrics, and of course gynecology is important as well. We are a society for obstetrics and ultrasound in obstetrics and gynecology. My personal highlights in terms of success in the clinics was, I think, the situation when we could help the fetuses really in a significant way, when we started treatment with Kypros and with IFWIL of twin transfusion syndrome, which is a clear situation where you can improve the survival rate of those fetuses as compared to the previous treatment, which was not really a causal treatment, which was amnion drainage. So this is a real breakthrough. It was a real breakthrough in the treatment of this dangerous situation. From a scientific point of view, it was for me a great achievement when I became a professor in Hamburg and chairman of the department. And with ISUOG, when I was of course now awarded with the Ian Donald Gold Medal, but also when I could contribute to the scientific development by having been a deputy editor-in-chief of the White Journal.